This is a Voyescape podcast. You can find all of our travel podcasts from around the world at voyescape.com.
On today's bonus episode of the Travel in 10 podcast, we're going to be finishing off our look at the Maldives. If you tuned in for our last episode, Tim and I talked about some of our favorite islands, different experiences you can have, and really gave you some of the insights that you're going to need to start planning a trip to the Maldives. On today's episode, it's going to be a bit more of a deep dive into one resort, Kagi, Maldives. This is one of my favorite places that I have traveled anywhere in the world. This is about a 45-minute seaplane ride from the capital of Malé, and you are going to arrive in an incredible, peaceful sanctuary, a private island with over-the-water bungalows, crystal clear waters, white sand beaches, a place that's really known for its health and wellness programming, with a great spa, great gym, activities happening throughout the day. But I think the number one reason to come here, and the number one reason to come to the Maldives in general, is to get underwater and experience some of the underwater life there. And that's really what we're going to dive into today. Forgive the pun, as we talk to the dive master at Kagi, who's going to answer some questions like what you need to get certified to go diving, what you can expect to see, the manta rays, the sharks, the different regions, the different parts of the island chain that you can expect to see, different types of undersea life, what the visibility is like, and some of the things that you need to be considering in prepping for that diving or snorkeling trip to the Maldives. Also, if you've been onto our website, you might have noticed that we've launched a couple of new trailers for new podcasts that we're going to be having come out before the end of this year. A new show called Journey Telling, where Tim and I interview interesting travelers from around the world. We're in production with that show right now and already starting to tape interviews. And if you've got somebody who you think we should be talking to, now would be a great time to reach out. If you go to the website on our contact form there, feel free to send us any suggestions for really some of the world's most interesting travelers that we're looking to talk to. And we've had some great conversations already. So that show will be coming soon. And we've also put out a trailer for another show that we've launched called Dream Escapes, which will be sleep story podcasts that you can tune into as well. So if you subscribe to those two shows now, you'll get all of the episodes as they're released later this year. But today, we're going back to the Maldives and getting underwater with Betty, the dive master at Kagi Resort.
Kagi actually has a very nice house reef and super easy to exit. The island itself actually is located very close to a channel, like the end of the channel. So channel can bring lots of currents. So this can bring lots of food, nutrients for the fish.
Yeah.
So we have quite rich and abundant fish life, coral life around the island. So this offers, for people to do snorkeling and diving in our house reef. So we have the north corner and the south corner. So south corner usually is the safe, but also very nice place for people to do snorkeling. Of course, we usually recommend people who are quite good in the water, with all the snorkeling equipment. So they can reach to swim to there, and there will be like big coral blocks, mushroom coral, hard corals, school of fish swimming on top. It's very beautiful.
In terms of like larger sea life, so far every time I've gone snorkeling, I've seen turtles here.
Yeah.
Seen sharks here every time.
Yeah.
What else are you likely to see? Do you get dolphins there very often? Someone was saying on your cruises you get dolphins quite often.
Because the location of the island, so sometimes when you're facing west side, sometimes you can see dolphins even when you're having breakfast.
Wow.
Yeah, that's very nice experience, quite unique. For the other fish, like in the night, we have nurse sharks cruising around the arrival jetty, which is on the east side. So actually, we offer this night snorkeling. So you can snorkel in the daytime, you can snorkel in the nighttime as well. You need to hold a torch. And the experience is very different from daytime because of your vision, quite limited. So you can only see the place where the light is. So in the night, we swim slowly and then get closer on the reef. So you can see like crabs, shrimps coming out. because they are nocturnal animals, so they are more active in the night. So when we come close to the arrival jetty in the night, you will start to see the nurse sharks. So they're also more active in the night. Yeah, I think most of the reef sharks, they're like this, like white-tip reef shark. So when you see the sharks in the night, like if you imagine, it's it's very nice, like very thrilling,
A little intimidating.
Very exciting moment, know. Yeah.
How big do nurse sharks get?
Can be like 1.5 meters.
Oh, wow.
Yeah.
Good size.
Yeah, good
But
size.
not dangerous.
No, so nurse sharks, they're very gentle. Sometimes the small ones, they might be curious about you.
Okay.
So they will come straight at you and then they will stop, because I had this encounter with one small nurse shark, because maybe it's a small, never not seeing human that frequently. That's why. Yeah. So it was in the night. There's also because of the lights they put near the jetty, so the light can attract the small fish, and the small fish can attract the big fish. So in the night also there will be lots of jackfish, giant trevally swimming around here.
And do you get the nurse sharks there during the daytime as well?
During the daytime they will go down and they will find a nice place to sleep.
Okay.
Yeah, actually they are quite lazy though.
Yeah. And it looked to me, just like going out and snorkeling off the shore here, you have a pretty good wall drop off right off the shore. Like it looked like there'd be great scuba diving even just off the shore here as well.
Yeah, so for scuba diving also is same road that you go out like by snorkeling.
Yeah.
Same. Because this area is quite protected by the island from like with all the currents.
Yeah.
So it's very nice for beginners to start their diving. So if you never try diving, if you never done diving before, it's also a very good safe experience for you to start here. We offer like discover scuba diving courses, and even you certified.
How many days does it take to get certified to do like an open water course?
3 days.
3 days?
Yeah.
How much does it cost?
$940 something dollars.
Okay.
Yeah, including everything.
And how many dives do you get to do with that?
So you will have 4 open water dives.
Yeah.
So which means you need to do 4 dives. And then that's the deep water session. And there will be shallow water session. We call it confined water session.
Okay.
So basically you will be with the instructor in the shallow area, in the lagoon, and you have to practice the skills. Yeah, so the skills is basically for you to, when you have some problems on the water that you have. And so spend some time to be in the shallow water, practice. Yeah. Then you will do 4 dives. So we always do 2 dives, the first 2 dives in the house reef. And if you perform very well, then we can go on the boat. So that's what we do for the, after this, you'll get open water diver license.
Yeah.
So you get to dive 18 meters. The license is...
how many meters can you do with your open water license?
18.
18, okay.
Yeah.
And you were saying the wall just off here goes down like 25 meters or something, doesn't it?
Yeah.
So
it's not...
so there's quite a bit to see even just right here. Yeah.
And it's like, it's not like 90 degree, because for the people who never been in the seawater, if they see for the first time, like a very steep cliff, they will be very scared. So here the good thing is like it's like a slope. Yeah. So they can have time, to get used to it in a deep area. Yeah. So for me, because I worked in several dive centers in the islands, so for me this is like kind of the best house reef I've ever seen. It's really nice, even for diving.
Really, really healthy reef. A lot of healthy coral.
Yeah.
Ton of different, big variety of fish that out there.
Yeah. We also sometimes go when it's not busy. We go diving at this corner.
At this corner?
Yeah. So actually, this corner we don't recommend is because of the current. The current can be very strong. We had a one time we start from here. Yeah. So we move to here. We want to reach to the corner here, but it's just impossible. It's impossible to swim against the current to the corner. So we just go like, okay, give up. So we just drift with the current.
Yeah.
Like 50 minutes from the end of the 200 rooms until 300 rooms. So the current is quite strong. But that day, the visibility is like 40 meters.
Wow.
Super, super clear. Yeah, you can see from the surface to the bottom here.
What would you say, like, what's visibility typically here?
Visibility depends on the currents,
Yeah.
actually. So when it's really good, like I said, can be like 30 meters. When it's bad, yeah, can be like maybe 10 meters. Yeah, but this really depends on the currents.
Yeah, right now it seems to be about, I would guess, about 20 or so, it seemed. Right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
And also the waves, when there's like too much wavy, the wave will bring the sand out from the lagoon. So
Right.
you will see a little bit blurry at the surface.
At the surface.
Yeah.
The thing that I couldn't believe is just walking around on the docks here, how much marine life. I mean, we saw eels just from standing on the dock, and we saw sharks and everything. It was crazy.
Yeah, it's crazy. It's very nice. The Kagi itself, the house reef.
And in terms of excursions and trips you can do from here, can you maybe talk a little bit about that? The types of different dive trips you can do off resort.
We arrange dive trip usually in the morning. So for 2 dives, we will go nearby dive sites nearby Kagi. And actually there's a very famous, I can show you the map.
Sure.
There's a very famous dive site not far from Kagi. It's called Tila. So you can see we're on the tip. That's why I said there's channel here. So this tip is just facing the channel.
Okay.
So it's very nice current. So Tila. So Tila is like underwater mountain. The topography in Maldives, very common one.
Okay.
This one is very famous for sharks.
What type of sharks?
Usually we can see gray reef sharks and a white tip reef shark.
Okay.
Yeah, because this place is located in the channel because of the currents. So again, attract the sharks. But of course, this side with the current, this is a bit more advanced dive site for people who has more experience. But we also have very nice, calm, relaxed place for the divers who are like beginners, or if you're not really like current, because some divers, they don't like current. It's too much like workout on the water.
Yes.
Yeah. So we have some nice drift dive, nice coral reef inside. So let's say this close by, like maybe within 30 minutes you can reach to dive site. And of course there will be a further ones. And also when it's dry season from December to May, we have the Manta Point nearby, not very nearby, but near Kagi.
Okay.
Yeah, so it takes like 1 hour, 20 minutes to the Manta Point. So it's called Boruhiti. There's a resort. It's also called Boruhiti. So we have this, again, the dive site here, Boruhiti Tila. So this place is suitable for diving and snorkeling. Yeah, so if you are not diver, you can also swim with mantas during the manta season.
I saw you have a manta trip going out today. How far out do they go?
Like 1 hour, 20 minutes from Kagi to the point.
Okay.
And snorkeling, so we will need to search them once we get to the point, of course, because while snorkeling, we were snorkeling with the manta when the manta at the surface.
Right.
Yeah, so we can, of course, we try our best to search them when they're at the surface, and then when we see, we will jump in the water to swim with them. Yeah, but I mean, it's nature, so we can't really say you go there, you will see manta for sure.
Sure.
Yeah. But during the season, there will be very big chance.
And what's the season?
From December until next May.
Okay.
Yeah, that's the dry season in Maldives.
Right.
Yeah. So when it's raining season, the manta will move to the other side of the atoll. So that's on the east side.
Yeah.
When it's dry season, they will be on the west side of the atoll. And when it's rainy season, the Manta Point is too far. It's very close to Male. So
And
can't reach there.
Maldives is also quite well known for whale sharks.
Yes.
Do you get them in the North Malay Atoll area, or is that in a different area?
It's in the different area, but we can't say we don't see whale shark in North Malay Atoll.
Yeah.
But that will be a very, 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 very surprise encounter with them because we don't have spots to search them. So mainly if you want to see whale shark, you need to go to Ari Atoll. Ari Atoll.
Okay.
Have you been there?
Not yet.
No.
Would love to.
Yeah. I worked on the both sides where very close to the whale shark area.
And is there a good time of year for that? Is it
It's all year round.
all year round?
Yeah.
And yeah, that's right. Like I know in a lot of other parts of the world where you can go see whale sharks, they're baiting them or like they need to get them there to keep them around. But here, they're here.
Here we don't. Yeah, here the thing is, I mean, I personally I also don't like baiting the wild animals. You know, it's not good.
Drops their natural behaviors.
Yeah, exactly. So in the South area atoll, the particular reef is the outside reef. So it's here around this area.
Okay.
You can dive and you can snorkeling with them. Whale sharks usually they swim in the very deep water, like more than 1,000 meters.
Wow.
Yeah, but you know that place is cold.
Okay.
Yeah, so they need to have some warm water.
Yeah.
So they will come to the shallow area.
Interesting.
Yeah, so they have to come up and they need to also get clean because maybe the cleaning fish, they don't really live in that deep, in that depth. So they need to come up, they need to get cleaned as well, and they need to have some bath to get the parasites out of their bodies. Okay. That's why they swim in the shallow water.
Is there like fish that will come take the parasites off?
Yeah. Same like a manta point.
Yeah.
It's like a spa for them.
There you go.
Yeah. It's very, very nice to see them. They are big. Usually the size you can see maybe 5-6 meters.
Wow.
Yeah, very big. They swim very slow. They have very big mouth. So people always like, do they attack us? Actually, no, they eat planktons.
Yeah.
Yeah, so we're not plankton side, so they will not attack us.
They won't bother.
They will not be very interested in us.
What makes the Maldives unique would be the water and the hospitality, especially the people. Because over here, for us, what hospitality is bringing a person into your home. And it is deeply rooted with our religion as well as our culture. Because culturally, Maldivians are very hospitable people. We live on islands, and whenever someone comes from a different ship to our island, we take them into our homes, we feed them, we we keep them in the house with our family, we have teas with them, we talk, we get to know more about each other, and we will go to almost any length in order to get what they want, to get what they need, so that they have a comfortable stay with us. So this culture, which comes from our homes, back from our ancestral days, has been pushed from generation to generation inherently. It's not something taught, it's something which we lived by.
In terms of Kagi, I mean, what would you say is really, really unique about this resort? What are you really known for here?
Definitely the house reef, because I've had so many guests come by over here, and usually when guests are coming to the Maldives for snorkeling purposes, they would usually need to take a boat at least 30 to 45 minutes of a drive to go to a specific reef point in order to see something which would come close to a house reef.
Yeah.
But over here in Kagi, you just need to finish your breakfast, at least have a coffee, and then jump off into the water. You can even jump off from your villas in the ocean pool side and then be 5 minutes away from the reef.
Yeah.
And not just that, it's the quality as well. You would have seen it personally how well the reef is. So for you to simply just jump from your villa into such a beautiful environment within a span of 5 minutes, I think that's absolutely a catch which most of the guests highlight. That the house reef is the speciality of Kagi.
And what would, in terms of marine life, what are people most likely to see when they come out snorkeling or scuba diving here in the house reef?
Turtles.
Okay.
We've had 6 turtle nests in last October which hatched. Each turtle nest would have roughly around 70 to 85 baby sea turtles.
Oh wow.
Yeah. And these were all green sea turtles.
Yeah.
And with these 6 nests in October, actually the nests were found a month or maybe 2 months ago, but all the nests hatched in October.
Okay.
So there were a lot of baby sea turtles.
Yeah.
But only a few percentage of them would actually survive because they are easy prey to other fish, sharks. Of course, we have so much marine life over here, so we would definitely not expect all of them to survive. But they do come back. Because we're seeing new turtles now.
The other big focus at the resort beyond the house reef seems to be a real focus on like wellness and health. Can you maybe talk a little bit about that and some of what's offered here around that?
Yes, so we will have wellness activities throughout the week. We'll have a different activity at least once every day. We'll have morning right stretchings early morning to get you started off, and then we'll have yoga classes, mat pilates, aqua aerobics classes on a public setting. Guests can also do it on guests can also have private classes on a chargeable basis as well. And apart from that, we are very heavy on our Barney Wellness Spa, because our spa tends to have a variety of different treatments which once guests go for the first time, they're always hooked on, and they usually tend to come back. And with the spa, the ladies are very knowledgeable. They'll give you they can, after treatment, what I've noticed is that they will usually tell you where you have a problem and how you can like exercise or how you can operate in order to fix that issue, and they actually give you very good advice as well. And the whole aura of the spa is very therapeutic. So that's where all the wellness activities occur. It's where all the spa treatments occur. And we also have something called Barney Sound Healing, which is a sound healing wellness activity, which is, I would say, special to Kagi itself. You don't really find sound healing in most other resorts. So they will have sound instruments. It's kind of like a meditation, which is also part of the wellness concept.
And it seems like lots of options in terms of healthy foods and
Yes.
a spa menu and a little your lunch restaurant in your spa.
Yes,
well.
the main, usually for guests, we always tell them after you've had a treatment in the spa, just stop by for healthy lunch. Yeah, you can just drop on the health benefits. And usually, as you have seen, we have a fantastic view of the waters and then fresh sushi to pair it with. I don't think there can be anything else which suits more.
Well, I hope you found today's visit to Kagi, Maldives useful in planning your trip, especially I think for your snorkelers, divers out there. Hopefully it gave you some good insights into what you can expect and some of what you need to plan to prepare for that kind of a trip. As I've mentioned earlier in the episode, coming up later this week, we're going to have one of our biggest episodes yet as Tim and I head to South Africa on safari, give you the insights on how to plan a trip to Kruger National Park. And we're really going to be looking at the two different ends of the budget spectrum, how to do a budget trip to Kruger, and if you want to go a little bit more on the luxury end, what some of your options are for that is as well. That's going to be posted this weekend, and then we've got tons more content coming this month. So thank you to everybody who's been tuning in, and we'll talk to you later this week.